What's up, everybody? It's me, Tito. Today we're going to be using the bone collector Lil Jiggy, which is their little mouth call maker. I haven't really been able to find a lot of videos on YouTube showing how to really use it, and so I'm just going to try my best and kind of mess around with it. So, Lil Jiggy, I'll show you kind of the package and everything. I've got it open, but it comes, it looks like this, here's some tape and everything, but your Lil Jiggy comes with mouth call tape, so this is going to be like what goes around the call, like in your mouth. It has the jig, so the jig kind of, I'll do a little bit more of like what you do with the jig in a second, but so this is the jig, so pretty cool, opens up, has this stuff, I'll show you all that in a second. Comes with two different types of latex. So this is the .003. So I guess this is like the lighter. So this is what you'd have like you see like a triple reed or a 2.5 reed or whatever. These are going to be like on the bottom, and then this red is your .004. So this is your thicker material. So this goes on top. You have your frames, your mouth call frames. So it comes with, I believe, 20. You can create up to 20 different mouth calls, cuts, intentions, everything you need to kind of get started. So, and it comes with a pair of shears. I have seen people say not to use these, but I haven't gotten around to buying a different pair of shears. So, yeah. I have noticed that these are a little bit hard to cut with on those like real delicate things, real intricate stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, let's just go about it. So this is the little Jiggy. So it's the mouth call jig. You've got this top part. I don't know what you would call it, but it kind of holds it down. So basically, what you do is you open it up. These are both magnetic. So you open it up, and what you would end up doing is you get your mouth call, your latex, okay. And so basically, what you're gonna do is you're gonna get your latex, and this is just I'm not good with it. I can't seem to ever get everything to just want to stick down right. But what I've seen is you'll get this, what I've learned is you'll lay this latex down on there. And so it's kind of hard to see. I don't want it to like flip off. But if you'll see, you kind of get it right there at the edge. See if she wants to focus for you guys. See, it's kind of sliding down, but these edges up here, you want to get it right up there. And it'll snap. So kind of on your right side, the shorter of the two, you want it to snap down first. So we're going to go snap. Okay, and it holds that side in place. Then we want to apply pressure. Okay, apply pressure with your finger there in the center. And allow for that. Now, what's going to happen is it's just together now, okay? But you're going to take this side and you're going to pull it, okay? Now, if you see this is kind of not wanting to hold together, it's kind of not stuck together. So, what I've noticed is, and that's the problem that I'm still trying to figure out. Anyone that sees this that knows better than me, please let me know. But basically what I do is I have like a little push pin, and I hit each corner to hold the latex together, because they have this like dust on there that kind of like stops it from sticking together. But I've been trying to figure out how to fix that, and I think that, and we're going to test it here, because I've got a little shoved down on each corner, but if I apply a little bit of pressure and stretch it a little bit, and I give it a nice little stab right there, a nice little stab there, maybe that will hold it down a little bit better, and it won't want to separate as much. But we'll do that. Line her back up like I said, drop it down, pull it back. I have a pair of tweezers that I use to, you can't really see it. Maybe you can. Let me see if I can zoom in. We're gonna keep recording here. I don't know what happened, but it clipped out. So we'll see if you guys can see it a little bit, but I'm pulling this back a little bit with these tweezers. We're gonna zoom in for you. And I'm gonna drop it down a little bit. And so you can kind of see, let me zoom in some more. Okay, because if I like get it up and everything, it's gonna be hard to like do that. But you see how I've pulled it tight there? So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna zoom us back out. Set her back up. I'm gonna pull this tight a little bit. Okay, make sure that's set there so I know I can pull it tight with that. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a frame. I hope you guys can hear me well. We're going to take our frame, and this frame, you kind of have to visualize it. So you look at it and it's like, okay, how does this work? It has these two little notches. You can see that. Two little notches, and then what I like to call like a little tail. Okay, little tail. And what you're going to do is go ahead and use your desk, your table, whatever you're working on, line those notches up and go ahead and bend it up. Bend it a little bit. About halfway, like that. What you're going to do is you want this tail to slide. Set this here. You want it to slide. So you see this right here, okay? What this is going to do is you're going to take this, you're going to slide it under the latex, and it has a little groove for it, and you're going to set her down on that groove, okay? And this right here, okay, you see how it is right there? Okay, ignore all this right here where it's loose. I'm going to pull that back in a second. This is going to go down and push on this and tighten it. You might want to work it with your fingers a little bit to tighten it, but what we want to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this back and tighten it a little bit. I'm going to tighten this with my fingers a little bit. So, got my tweezers. And this may just be a problem for me. Nobody else may be facing this problem. I don't know. But I'm going to press pretty hard down with that. Okay. I've got it pretty dang pressed hard down. Still pulling it tight. And I'm going to use this. Push on it hard. Pretty dang hard. Okay. And it's still got a little bit of slack. But that's okay, because now you might be wondering, well, what do you do with that little tail part? There's a little flipper right here. And what this is going to do is I'm going to continue to pull this down, okay? But I'm going to pull this back, pull this down hard. I'm going to push it up. Keep holding pressure. Keeping pressure. Okay, keep that pressure on there. Okay. If you need to, pull it a little bit tighter if you need to. Okay. And then I'm going to take this right here. Push this down. Push it some more. Bring her out a little bit. And then I'll just take my finger, my thumb, and I'll push it down real tight as I can. Just as hard as I can. Then I'll let out the stress. Push this back. So now you're going to end up with something like this, okay? And this is just a 2-reed. This is just a 2-reed, okay? See how it's got all this excess now? And it's bent over. That tail's bent over. Okay, see that? Tail's bent over. What I'm going to do then, I'm going to get those shears out. Told you earlier. What you want to do is let's go around the edge. Now, I don't like to cut it completely around the edge, like super close. Don't do it right on it, because it's going to lose a little bit of that tension. It will. It will lose the tension a little bit. So, take her out a little bit more. If you want to, you can even throw her back in the jig. You can use your top part, and man, you can mash it tight if you want to. Mash it a little bit tighter. Make sure it's locked in there, dude. Okay. Now we're going to take our shears and we're just going to go around it. Cut this excess. We're going to take about that much is fine. Yeah. Work our way around. It's like when your mama's cooking, you know, your mama tells you, you know, less is more. You can always add more salt. Always add more salt and pepper. You can't take it away. So, you got to go sparingly. Take a nice amount off. Know how much you want to take off, you know. But, come back. And it looks kind of butchered, you know. Looks a little bit butchered there. Okay. But now, I can go back and trim that. So, I can go back right here on this tail part. And trim those little pieces off. Hopefully not cut off my thumb. See? Trim that off a little bit. Go over here where it's a little bit sticking out a little bit too much for that, like I don't like. Do that. Hit that one right there. Trim that up a little bit. You know, let's hit her on this corner over here. Boom. Boom. You know, don't immediately cut it around the edge. You know, and I'm going to call this good because I'm just doing this for a tutorial. That's a nice little 2-reed right there. You know, it's not going to give as much rasp as a 3-reed will or a 3.5. Excuse me. I'm going to set her back down. And this is the kind of part that's difficult for me because I got these weird, you know, it's kind of hard for me with my fingers. I'm going to take this mouth call tape. You're going to peel back and you're going to look. You're going to look. See that right there? Okay. That right there, if you visualize your mouth call, and if you want to, you can even do this. Take your mouth call frame and line it up with that to where it's going to be pretty dang even. So like with me, what I'll do is I'll pull it back, line it up to the best of my ability at least. I think that's probably good. I'm just going to go ahead. Now I'm going to go boom. Kind of mark it a little bit. It's kind of hard to see that, but mark it a little bit. The best you can. Slide her back. Let me take a look at that actually. Make sure that I'm lining that up right. How much are you getting at? Yeah. It's kind of hard, you know, because you're having to like visualize it, make sure you can line it up, and it just becomes a little bit difficult. A little bit of metal shows, that's all right. We're gonna go back. If I can get this peeled off. Like I said, I got these crazy. My fingers aren't very good at this. We're gonna peel her back. So I've got that tape. Okay. I gotta be careful with this tape. What I want to do is I want to take this. Okay, see that right there where that hole is? I want to take this call. I want to stick this right about there, I think. Okay, and I want to line her up. If I can get it with that, if I can get it to not stick to everything first. I'm gonna line her up right about. See if I can at least. Throw you there. Throw you there. Stick my finger through here. Catch it. At least not catching on the reed. And this one's gonna be a little bit short, like I said. I messed it up. That's alright. That's alright. Okay? That's alright. That's alright. It's gonna be a little bit short. Told you guys I wasn't the best at it, but I'm pretty okay, I'd say, at least. Maybe straighten it up a little bit. Y'all gonna be haters in the comments, I bet. You know what? You gotta have haters in life, boys and girls. You gotta have haters sometimes. So now, what I can do is I forgot to show you guys this earlier in this package. I may not even have it anymore still. I don't know. I guess it's not in there. Usually there's a little frame. I forgot. I think I may have taken it out. What I'll do is, it's got logos on both sides. It'll be alright. This is Bone Collector video. This is Bone Collector Georgia Peach. What I'm going to do is I will lay this down on this. Usually they have a little cardboard cutout. What I'll do is I'll lay this down on it. Line up my frames kind of. I'll kind of cut out that image. That shape, you know. And I'll go around. Around. And this is going to be a little bit short. This is going to be a little bit short because I messed up the tape, like I said. But that's alright. That's alright, ladies and gentlemen. That's alright. Go back around. Sliding her down. It's going to look a little jagged. It's going to be looking a little jagged. Okay? I never said I was no professional. See, I got a problem with it. Take it up with my complaint department. AKA doesn't exist. Set that back down. Now that I've made that initial trim, like I said, I can go back and see. I don't like that right there. So I'll go back a little bit. We'll trim her up. We'll trim her up a little bit. Not too much. This is gonna be a little bit small. That's okay. I think it was a Bone Collector maybe back in the day. That or them or Primos had a set of calls they made one year of these mouth calls, and it was like ones you could set up and trim yourself, and I thought they were super cool when I was younger. So I still have one somewhere. I have a ghost cut. Or not a ghost cut, I have a batwing cut, but I know they made a ghost cut of it. But this is a nice little 2-reed. So what you want to do is they have that powder on there that makes that latex not stick together. Some people take them, put them in the water. You can do that. It's just easier for me to get that water. Just drink it around, swash it around, freeze it up, but 2-reed so. So, sounds a little bit like a goose to me, but I think that's because I don't have it as tightly stretched as you would see in some of these mouth calls that you buy. So what I'm going to do is, what cut do I want to make? Tell you what I'll do is, this is a 2-reed, so it doesn't have that crazy rasp, like I said, okay? So have mercy on me. You're going to line it up, okay? Go in there. And I don't remember what this is called. What cut is this? Like a V cut maybe? Yeah, I think it's a V cut. So I'm going to go in and make a small V cut. So I'm going to go boom. And I'm going to go boom. So I've made a tiny little V cut, right? Right. Okay, and it's a little bit off center, but that's okay. Doesn't sound very good to me. I think that's because I'm just not very good at making mouth calls. What I'm going to do though, pull this back. If I can get it set up. I need like a little thing that'll hold it for me. Gonna invest in something like that probably if I continue to try and make mouth calls. What I'll do is I'll pull this back so it's good position where I can kind of maybe hold it. Go in there and just make that cut right there. And so now it's kind of a basic ghost cut. 2-reed ghost cut. little bit of like a kiki run there. It's a small ghost cut. Like I said, you can take it in further, I think, is what could really help with that. What I'll do here is I kind of have this ghost cut set up, but I'm just gonna, since it's just this is a crappily made call, I'm gonna go over here, and I think I am gonna slide this on this side under this. Like I said, if I had that other reed in there, it'd be a lot raspier. I'm gonna take this ghost cut. I'm gonna go over on this side, and I'm gonna split that a little bit, and it's a little bit jagged. Okay, you see that? It's kind of like that. So now, I don't know. You can do a lot with it. Maybe we'll throw another cut on that other side. You know, maybe we'll do one of those numbers right there and get that cut. So now it's kind of like a ghost cut with those on there. There may be a company out there that makes a cut like this. I ain't trying to steal your design. I'm just slicing. Anyways, so yeah, kind of got that set up, and heck, dude, even you can take her down the center if you wanted to. I know this video is getting kind of long, but I don't really care. Ain't like you guys are gonna be making me famous or something like that. Take it down the center a little bit, expand that, and maybe hook that. And maybe hook that. Give it kind of a cut like that. Let's see what that sounds like. This might be more like an elk or a predator call, maybe high pitch. Anyways, yeah, so that is the little Jiggy. That's a mouth call I've made on it. Like I said, I'm not a pro. I'm not very good at it. I don't do that. That's not my claim to fame. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. If you want to kind of get started doing mouth calls and stuff like that, maybe try it out. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope this was helpful. I couldn't find a lot of videos on it myself, so same thing that I do with everything in life. If I can't find the answer, if somebody hasn't provided it for me and hasn't done the research, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to find a way so that others don't have to do what I did. So, yeah, trial and error. That's all it takes. Maybe one day I'll be okay at making mouth calls. I don't know. Any call companies want to let me come intern? Call me up. Reach out to me somehow. I love it. And I want to learn. So yeah. If you guys have any advice for me, any tips and tricks, leave them in the comments. Hope this was helpful. Anybody else that's out on the journey, hey, stay strong. It's pretty cool. Go chase turkeys. Chase them thunder chickens. And, I don't know. I'll see you guys later. Hope this was helpful.